In this installment of our beginner guitar series, you may have also noticed that when I gesture with and I say left hand, it appears like I'm using my right hand, and so on forth and so on. And that's simply because I'm using the selfie camera so that I can see that I'm framed correctly. So everything's kind of reversed like that. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's great for you lefties out there anyway, right? Of which I know there are some. Today we're going to be talking about another tool for your guitar. This is an interesting looking type of one, but you know, they all operate in a similar kind of way. It's a capo or capo, depending on how you say it. You will either find that they will have like a spring mechanism like this that creates the tension, and then this would lock onto the neck of the guitar, or you would have like a screw tightening kind of function like that would pull these together. The two sides are usually different for fitting onto your guitar neck. So as a kind of a rule of thumb, you can try it like a top way round and see how that works. Try and put it somewhat behind the fret, not too far up again like that, although sometimes it is nice to give your fingers space, and make sure that it's on correctly before you just go playing. I haven't tuned this just before this lesson, so it might not be pitch perfect, but the point is that what this does is it raises everything you do by the amount of notes you put on it. So it's just like fretting a note, say at the second fret with the finger, right, with that E string and B string and G string and D string and A string and E string, right, and that playing all of them at the second fret, but automatically. And the capo, you just pop that on, and now everything is at that second fret, so that when you now play your A with the last three fingers, your A shape, you're actually playing something that is 2 notes higher than that, or in this case, a tone higher than that. We'll go into the terms soon. And when you're playing with a capo like this, right, I say capo, sometimes in those cases it is easier to use those last 3 fingers, because that little finger's a little bit narrower than the index finger, at least for me it is, right? And as such, you get just a little bit more room to fit fingers in over the chord, especially when you get up here and it gets even narrower still between the length. Yeah, absolutely. So move it up some more. That sounds kind of out of tune, doesn't it? And you will often find that with a capo, you know, like there was something suddenly out. That sounds really out of tune to my ears, you know, so that needs tuning. But anyway, you got the idea, right? Now, you see, that's not quite on properly. It's going boop, boop. It's like a, can you hear like a buzz? So you want to readjust. That's definitely not on properly, right? Okay, now that's ringing. And if you've got problems like that, reverse it. Sometimes it can just be that it needs reversing and then you're fine. And that can be because the other side is more for a certain kind of curvature of neck. Or like say, if I try playing the 12 string, it's got to be a certain way round on this capo. Because the 12 string, you know, the neck's different, the pressure from all of the strings is different, and that seems to exert a different pressure a different way by reversing it. So this is simply something that lets you, having learnt those notes, to be able to play them higher or lower in a really cheap way. But you know, I know that there are some people that frown upon capos, and I encourage them. You can sort of hear that a capo is there. It's a bit of a duller sound than playing an open string would be. But, and you'll notice this when you play it, but so would fretting it, so you know what I mean, you know, so like, yeah. Nothing compares to an open string, you know, and there we are. All right, Capo, probably get one in your arsenal, whack it on the headstock and just leave it there.